welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. This is the first episode of 2024. There's a part of me that wants to say, we made it! I think because of the fact that I would say about 60% of my community has said they've survived 2023. And I know that if you follow the numerical understanding of the world, I believe that 2023 was actually meant to unseat us. It was meant to show us and shine the light on everything that we are hiding behind and that we are rejecting in order for those things to come to the light and for us to either heal them or avoid them and create more conflict in our life. But if you're like myself, a spiritual entrepreneur who is also vitally obsessed with growth, the truth, and integrity, you will find yourself knowing that you must move through these hardships in order to see ease on the other side. Now, I say the word ease because my partner and I do this really beautiful closing ceremony at the end of the year where we are like, we're going to describe what 2023 meant to us, how we're going to close it out, and then reopening and having a rebirth of the new year and what word we're going to hold as an intention for the year. And so my word was ease. And of course, we are 7 days into the year, and the universe just absolutely loves to give me opportunities to be easeful as I walk through everything in my life and business. And I find this funny because I was having this conversation with one of my members from the ARC. I was telling everybody I was doing a voice training in the ARC where the things that you ask for aren't going to be given to you directly by the universe. You ask for peace. The universe isn't going to just give you peace. The universe is going to give you opportunities to be at peace. You ask for patience. The universe isn't going to give you patience. The universe is going to give you opportunities to be patient. And so there are always going to be opportunities for the things that you desire. The desire, you want more wealth, you want more prosperity, you want whatever it is that you want in your life and in your business. The universe isn't just going to give it to you. It's going to give you opportunities. Now, oftentimes when we look at prosperity or wealth or abundance or success or balance, like all of these things, it's going to give us opportunities in how to walk in that way. So my word being ease, of course, I'm going to have a lot of shadows and wounds pop up into my body because the universe is like, well, if you want ease, then we need to clean up some of these things. We need to clean up some of these limiting beliefs that you have within yourself in order for you to become the kind of person that can walk through things with ease. Because it doesn't mean that I have an easy life. That's not what ease is. It just means that when hardships come, I walk through them with ease. I don't let them unseat me. I don't let them take over my entire life, become so stressed out, losing sleep, losing hair, losing, whatever it is, losing just my sanity and my peace because, something happens that's a hiccup in the road or, a speed bump in the road and I'm treating it like a brick wall. And that's what happens is that when we forget the infinite possibilities on this planet, we think and expect things to happen in a certain way. And when they don't, we consider them a brick wall over just a speed bump. And this can happen at different parts of your life. For me, it doesn't really happen when it comes to tattooing. It doesn't kind of happen when it's in my tattoo business. Right now, since I'm in a new iteration of a new chapter of my business, when I'm coaching and mentoring and I'm really stepping into this role, I'm starting to see, okay, here is all the places that I am really, really trying to force and really, really trying to control. And since I'm trying so hard to control these things, I am not walking with ease. And so the universe is like, well, here are all the places you're trying to control. Let's see you walk with ease with this one, little lady. And I'm like, bitch, are you serious right now? No, it's only 6 days in. This isn't fair. And by the way, if you're watching the YouTube, you're welcome for my grandpa's sweater. It's cold outside. Oh my gosh. But it's so funny because when I think about ease and I think about prosperity and abundance and wealth and success in this new year, I'm like, okay, I'd rather just get it done now. I'd rather like let's start the year off strong and throw at me the things that I could walk with better ease in, and like let's start this year off right. Like bring it on. Like I'm game. And that's normally the archetype I tend to hang on to. If we're talking about I was just reading a book and doing a class on branding, and it was utilizing the Carl Jung's 12 universal archetypes. And I was like, this is incredible. So I find that mine is the champion. I definitely am the kind of person that loves self-mastery. And so the champion is something that I'm like, of course I'm game for growth. Like, of course, send it to me. I've got this, And so it's just really interesting that I'm starting to notice that my archetype shows up in a lot of ways. And I really love that. It's like Virgos or something of that nature. If you're into archetypes, if you're into astrology and all that stuff, like, go and binge and Google the 12 archetypes, Carl Jung 12 universal archetypes, and it's just amazing. But anywho, so I'm finding myself, of course, being like, let's go. And then I'm also noticing, like, I'm also noticing that as I am, basically given opportunities to walk with ease and really doing my best to walk with ease. Like, okay, there have been moments in my life where I'm like, I could totally be stressed out about this, but I'm not going to be. There are moments in time when I'm like, oh, I don't have enough time. When I slow down and actually remind myself, I do have time. And it's like these moments where I just stop the pattern because I decided that my intention was ease, and then I'm holding the integrity of that intention, and I'm staying disciplined, and that my level of standard in my life is really, really high. Of course, it's going to pop up into my mind to stop a pattern that wants me to move in the way that I used to move, but now it's the opportunity to do it with ease. So I am like, so I am, of course, feeling very abundant right now. I'm feeling very like having this open-minded prosperity consciousness. And prosperity consciousness is an intrinsic subconscious belief that you just know that you deserve to be wealthy, healthy, cared for, lavishly supplied, and wildly, passionately happy and fulfilled. That's what prosperity consciousness is. And that is like my goal. True abundance is infinite joy, fullness, contentment, and wholeness. And I've walked into 2023 knowing that this is my goal. This is my path. If prosperity consciousness is my goal, it is also my path, because that means I have to hold the level of standard to that level of consciousness, to that openness. And we can't have that without that standard. And we also can't have that without love. Love is the key that unlocks prosperity consciousness. Love is the primal motivating energy that creates and sustains the universe. It's the glue that binds the cosmos together and that causes evolution and change. And it opens the heart and attracts abundance. So if I'm trying to walk in this life with ease, to have a prosperity consciousness, the most vital prerequisite to abundance is to love and care for yourself. Ain't that the thing? Ain't that a bitch? Because you're like, I'll put myself on the back burner, put my business on the front burner. Basically, my business is running me and I'm not running my business. I'm getting so upset with how things worked last year. I'm getting so triggered by how things worked last year, how nothing worked actually. And now I've got to walk through this year trying to be open. I know how all y'all are thinking. Like I get it, because I've been hearing it. I hear it. And even for me, it's felt very similarly in a way where I felt like I pushed a lot last year and I didn't quite see the outcomes that I wanted. However, if I do look back and I really open myself up to infinity, to the infinite possibilities of the reasons why things happen the way they happen, it was meant for me to be prosperous and abundant in learning, in creating wisdom, And that, my friends, will always stay with me. Now, I can either utilize my past as wisdom and not let it dictate what I do in the new year, or I can do the same old thing and let it dictate my year and be avoidant in everything that may trigger one of those scary moments that I had last year that just did not feel good. Or I can be approach oriented and say, game motherfucking on, motherfucker, let's go. Lots of motherfuckers in there. Okay. So where are you at? Are you with me in this new year? Are you with me in prosperity consciousness? That's a vibe. I think, and when I had decided that ease was the word of the year, and this is what basically overflowed out of me, this entire prosperity consciousness, all of these things, I started to open myself up to everything the universe wanted to drop into my lap. Yes, because things didn't work last year, let's not tattoo as much as we did. Let's lower that amount so I can focus more on my business, even though we didn't have the evidence last year that it was like, oh, this could be a really great lucrative thing. It is a very lucrative thing. But in my mind, if I'm not beating the year before, I'm failing. That is a limiting subconscious belief I have, that I have realized that I thought I had healed because, in my tattoo business that had happened. And then when I healed it, I realized how much more prosperity and abundance I was bringing in my life, and cash months and, all this money. And then it was like, whoa, it was growing, is growing, is growing. And then I have this new iteration of myself, this new thing that I'm doing, this new chapter I'm building in my life, this new part of my, empire, my business. And it's going great, it's going great. And then it doesn't go so great, and it can scare the banana poopy out of you. That visually looks so disgusting in my mind. I'm grossing myself out. Anyway. Anyway, I am here to interrupt this podcast to invite you into the best place on the planet. Now, I know you hear me talking about this all the time, but when you are in a community of like-minded spiritual entrepreneurs who are ready for growth in all areas of life and business, you can't help but scream it from the rooftops. So if you are looking or desiring to release the overwork and overwhelm in your business, you're looking to increase self-love and self-worth, you want to develop a new, fresh, optimistic, empowering attitude about social media and eliminate the blocks that hold you back so that you can call in higher cash months with ease, join us in the Ark, a place where we make mental and spiritual health the number one priority on the list, while simultaneously growing and scaling our tattoo business in the online space. When you join, you get $14,000. You get access to $14,000 in programs, daily trainings, live Q&A calls with me, meditations, masterclasses, all for a no-brainer price of $88 a month. Now, take it from me. It's one of those places when you get in and you taste the Kool-Aid, you're never gonna wanna leave. So get in there. I can't wait to meet you. So with that experience as being in mind, it's like that could create a pattern, a traumatic pattern in any of us, to where I can literally be avoidant in the way that I walk into this new year, or I can be approach oriented. And I've decided that since ease is the word, that means it's approach motherfucking oriented. Well, actually, the universe decided that, because when I asked for ease, I wasn't expecting all of the things that I had to walk through already 7 days in to be at ease with the way I walked through these things. And, what a masterful, little stinker she is. She is a masterful bitch. The universe just knows what's going on, because the moment I notice that I can walk myself through this shit, I'm like, man, I can do hard things. Let me just thank you for the reminder that I can do hard things. Thank you for the reminder for all the times that I've lived in my car, for all the times where I wasn't making any money, where I could barely pay my bills, to the times where it was really, really tough and hard. And then, now I'm living this really beautiful, lavish life, and all there is more on top of more. And then somehow I've degraded that in a moment because one thing didn't work or it didn't go my way. Let me rephrase that. Not that it didn't work. It just didn't go my way. But my way isn't always the best way or the greatest way for the collective consciousness. And if my mission is to raise the level of consciousness on this planet and my way doesn't work, that means it wasn't good enough for everybody. So there was another something that was better. And what I had to go through and what we all have had gone through is better for the universe, is better for the collective consciousness. Truly. And with that belief, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, I get you. My way isn't always, it's not always my way or the highway, right? It's like, I want this. I desire this. If it doesn't come to me like this, then something better. And I forgot that. And that's what happens. We're human. We're allowed to forget and have vices and escape self-sabotaging habits. That's just what happens. We're allowed. And that's permission to have that. That's the best part. It's like, I have permission. I give myself permission to be in those things, to sometimes be out of integrity, to feel shame, to feel doubt. But I wake up because I come back home to the intention. I come back home to what it is I truly desire, the path I desire to walk in. I would desire to walk in with ease and the goal, having prosperity consciousness. So I want you to let go of the old concepts of prosperity. To magnetize, it's like this weird thing like that I can't be wealthy and spiritual, or I can't be wealthy and I can't simultaneously be healing myself and try to make all the wealth in the world at the same time. That totally drives me bananas. And you know why? Because it's a belief within me I didn't realize I even had. That I'm like, oh, no. I realize I've got some trauma that I have to heal. And being the archetypal champion, I tend to almost hyper-focus on like my spirituality being something I need to conquer. And it's like, no, this actually spirituality is a practice that we practice every day. It's not something I'm ever going to win at. It's just something we practice and expand upon and grow in every single day. And that offers me more ease the more I do so. But it doesn't mean that I only have to work on myself first. And I can't become wealthy or prosperous or, make more money or grow my business alongside it. And so that has been my micro mission for this year. Because it's something I notice, having had my membership, the ARC, has just, oh my gosh, it has opened up so many portals in my heart, in my mind. Just what I was building, I didn't know until just recently, and how mental health and spiritual health in the tattoo industry is so underrated, and it is so hush-hush. And I find it really interesting because since I am such a holistic, spiritual, and very a proponent for mental health because of my own issues that I've had in my life and the traumas that I've had in my own life, that to speak upon mental health and to speak upon wealth at the same time, people see it as a fake and a fraud. They're like, I can't be seeking mental health and want to be wealthy at the same time. Like, it doesn't coexist. And I find that so fucking weird. And also it triggers me because I'm like, oh, there is a part of me that actually believes that. And I'm like, that is so interesting. So it is my mission this year to say that you can do it both at the same time, because I have been doing it both at the same time. I have been opening myself up to abundance and prosperity consciousness while growing my business. And growing your business doesn't only mean in the wealth aspect or the money aspect of it. It could also mean just laying the solid foundations for sustainable growth. I knew that last year was my restructuring year. If you've been on this podcast a lot, you will know I spoke about it a lot. I knew it was my restructuring year, but deep down, there was a deep thing in me that still wanted to beat the Reese of 2022. And when I didn't do that, there was still a part of me that felt like a failure, even though there was a part of me that felt like a winner. I was like, wow, I really walked myself through last year in duality. I was speaking to my friend Ryan Roy. You guys probably all know him. The other day, yesterday I think it was, and we were just having this beautiful conversation about duality. You know, both of us are both tattoo mentors in the industry. He's blowing the fuck up. Like, I'm so happy and proud of him. He is killing the game, you know, and we're just like, you know, holding all this wealth and all this knowledge. And it's just like, sometimes it's overwhelming. And it's like, yeah, like I've had the best year ever. And also like worst nightmares came to life. And you're like, shit. But the thing is that humanity, human experiences, if we can hold the duality, if I can be both, if I can be like, yes, I can be really doubtful, shameful, and out of integrity, but I can also hold the winning and the celebration and the happiness and the fulfillment, because I am both. Like, I don't have to be just one or the other. Like, I can have senses and feelings of depression and defeat, but also be very grateful for the things that have happened and be so in joy. I don't have to be one or the other. And it doesn't mean that it's fake because I can hold both. It actually means that I'm expanded. And when we can expand our level of consciousness to hold both, we can hold more, which means we can hold more materially, physically, mentally, spiritually. Materially, money, baby. So with unbounded consciousness and unlimited vision, your underlying awareness, enduring attitude, and ongoing experiences are to feel, to see, and live an unrestricted life. Freedom! That is prosperity consciousness. And with unlimited consciousness, you can manifest a life without limits in every area. Material, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. When you experience infinity, we understand the terminology infinity, the definition of infinity. It means limitless. Limitless. When you can experience limitless on a regular basis, you experience infinity. And infinite, limitless possibilities arise. So if I can hold duality, I can hold both, and I can accept I am both, and I can accept the parts of me and love on them and alchemize them and release them and allow them to bring me back into alignment and homeostasis. And I can move from that place. I am always going to be moving in my highest alignment. And that's my mission. That's my mission in the ARC. It is my mission for every single member in the ARC, and every single member and anywhere. It doesn't have to just be in the membership. It's on my social media. It's in this free podcast. It's in all the things that I speak about, is to releasing the overwork and the overwhelm, and releasing the singularity of, oh, I'm only this or I'm only that. Stop putting yourself into box. Increase self-love and self-worth. Develop a new, fresh, optimistic, empowering attitude about your business and about social media and how we grow. Eliminate the blocks that hold you back so that you can call in higher cash months with ease. That's what I've decided. I was like, that is my new mission. And actually, that is what I wrote down. I was when me and my sweet, handsome fella went to Joshua Tree. Love Joshua Tree. Go to the desert if you want calm, chill vibes. You want to bring in the new year in a chill way. Oh my gosh. That was such a vibe. I can't even tell you. It was the most amazing thing. And it's the third year I've done it. Second year I've done it with my man. And it's just, it never gets old. So we're already planning and so excited for this year. We're like, let's find a place that we really love. Let's book it now. And then let's just be done with it and just look forward. And, yeah, the one thing that we do is like, we're like writing down everything. And it was the one thing I wanted to make sure. It was like, I wanted to focus on a few things this year instead of trying to put my focus on so many things. And I'm really calling that in this year. It's like, I want to focus on a few things to really, really put my all into so that I can give my entire 100% attention, love, investing everything I've got into like a few spaces, especially when it comes to my coaching side of my business, and the ARC is one of them. I think because I know that there is something in this community that is a heartbeat in and of itself. And to the people that are hearing this who know they're in it, I fucking love you. And you complete me. Oh my gosh. And so I want to just take this time to just say, it's no longer just a community, it's a whole fucking movement. And that's what we're building in 2024, my friends. We're no longer building Instagram profiles that look like portfolios, okay? To my tattoo artists out there who are doing that, this is not the time. Figure out your mission, what it is you believe in. Put your heart, put your whole butthole into it, okay? And I want you to move. I want you to drive yourself in that direction. Holy shit, you guys, it's back. My ultimate money-making program for tattoo artists, Booked Out 2.0. This is all about how we can create a launch strategy that gets you booked out weeks or months in advance. This is launching with your soul, creating relationships in a diehard community, activating storytelling in your content so that it moves people to action. I am going to give you the exact content, DMs, and emails I use that never fails in making me anywhere from $10,000 to $22,000 every time I open my books, and so much more. Your financial freedom is yours to claim. Are you ready to claim it? Meet me in the show notes, sign up for the waitlist, get a cheeky deal from me by signing up early, and let's go, baby. Let's make 2024 yo bitch. And I really, really want you to make your mental and spiritual health a priority, because when you make that a priority, love, right? Love is a prerequisite to infinite possibilities, to prosperity consciousness, to abundance, to lots and lots of money. You're welcome for the permission to start focusing on yourself, to start focusing on the relationship that you have with yourself. Okay? I love you guys. You're welcome for my first podcast of 2024. We're coming in with a bang. If you love this podcast, please share it. Please share it out. Let other people see that medicine. And if you could, just 5-star it. If you love it, let me know. I love sending out gifts to the people that have, rated this podcast and they DM me with a screenshot. I'm always like, ooh, you want my favorite book? Let me send it to you. What's your address? So currently have a few favorite books I just bought today. But one of the favorite books that I get asked about all the time and I talk about a lot in a lot of my classes, because I truly believe that shadow work is a big, big part of my own healing modalities when I go into mental and spiritual health and healing in my containers is oh my gosh, I just had existential kink. So don't forget to pick up that book if that's the first book of the year that you have not read yet. If you've read it, read it again. I'm about to read it again myself. But that one is a really, really great book. It really shined a lot of lights on why we have self-sabotaging patterns, why we kind of don't know how to get out of them or disrupt them, because we kinkily like them a little bit. Like we kinkily like a little, scarcity. Like we kinkily like a little baroqueness. There's a part of us that really likes to be in chaos, and so it's just a really great book if you haven't read it already, to really open your mind to the idea that you actually kink out in whatever chaos you currently are in, and why it feels like it constantly happens, and why it feels like it's a constant pattern in your life. So one thing I love to do in all of my containers is really rewiring the subconscious mind and getting into disruption of patterns, because boy, do I have patterns upon patterns upon patterns, and I swear they keep coming up, and I'm like, this is where ease comes in, because my patterns keep showing up, and I'm like, motherfucker, I thought I healed that pattern. So it's a great book to get into. Otherwise, you can join us in the ARC. I mean, you're totally missing out. This is a whole fucking movement, and you have so much access to plug in and play. It's one of a kind. Anywho, you guys have fun, and I'll see you in the next episode.